كوا
تعال تعال لقينا حاجة جوا في الداخل. تعال بسرعة بسرعة تعال جوا.
تعبنا خيي، شو بدك تعمل؟ شد مزيان شد مزيان. عندك غادي عندك.
Don't speak.
Why not?
You got sunstroke. You need to just stay where you are. Be quite still.
Oh, actually what I need to do is sit up and drink a lot of water. Shukran. I'm dehydrated.
I've sent for a doctor.
Already got one. Sarah King, MD. You're the fellow who's going to get sunstroke walking around without a hat. I just introduced myself.
Raymond.
And my mother needs me.
Well, if you can't introduce yourself, perhaps you might introduce me to your mother?
Unlikely.
Thé au citron, s'il vous plaît.
Oui, monsieur.
Et chaud? Très chaud?
Oui.
Alas, madame. I am desolated.
You have no newspapers of any description.
I am so sorry.
You don't know what sorry is.
That's your double-distilled blighter.
Colonel Cavalry, mon vieux.
Borough. these years travelling, you think I'd be used to creature crawlers by now. Not a bit of it.
I did not know that you were the enthusiast for l'Antiquité.
For what, old boy?
No, but you have come also for the exploration of Lord Boynton?
Ah, no. Passing through.
Oh, vraiment? And to where do you pass, Colonel?
Here and there. You know, here and then, you know.
There.
Or thereabouts. Absolutely.
Can I help you?
Oh, Agnieszka, you were such a fool. I am looking for number 9.
Oh, this is 6.
So sorry, my dear, for my intrusion. You are come to follow the labors of Lord Boynton?
Yes, he's my stepfather.
Truly, God has smiled upon you. Your stepfather does a great thing, I think. A great man.
فلفل شطة خليل بسرعة
So I may remain assured of your very best services.
Thank you very much. Shukran, sir.
Americans do know how to arrive, huh?
silly little man.
مستر شو هذا بعد الحساب؟ اعطيني فلوس بليز. شو هذا بشتغل عند ابوك انا.
Do you know who I am?
مو شغلتي بدك باي فير.
I am the son of Lord Boynton.
Son of Lord you pay. Please. Thank you sir. نصاب.
Bloody shambles. Typical. If you...
It's all right, honey. It's all right now.
I was being drowned.
It was a dream, baby. It was just a dream.
It was a memory. I can't go on like this.
"12 minutes. You allowed me to oversleep,
Mother.
by 12 minutes.
I'm so sorry.
Fetch my stick. Stick!
Ah, excellent. There you are. It's Leonard Boynton, your stepson.
How good of you to come, Mr. Boynton. Carol, my vitamins.
Now, Mother?
Clearly. Ginny, you look like you're suffering from consumption. It's drawing attention to yourself in the most unattractive way. Go to your room and apply color. Raymond, don't sit there. Sit here. Nanny, go somewhere else. You look tired, dear. We need to discuss your attitude. Sulking is like shyness. It is unacceptable. It is showing off.
I'm not sulking, Mother. I merely question the wisdom of traveling when the market is so jittery.
Wall Street knows better than to breathe without consulting me, wherever I may be at whatever juncture. I've got my book. Fetch my book, Raymond.
You think they're a rum crew? Wait till you meet the archaeologist's husband. Although he's not actually psychotic, more just old-fashioned bonkers.
Theodore Gerard, we have met. Bond's doctor. I advised on a case in Edinburgh. Just have a beard?
Oh, yes, of course. The Bond's doctor. I recognize you, monsieur.
Of course, it's all a sham. The real object of the exercise is a reconciliation of his offspring and hers, happy families among the tombs.
There is disharmony.
Where Lady Boynton is, the music of the spheres is curiously like nails down a blackboard. Now, you must excuse me, my personal disorder can't help sticking my stupid face down the lion's throat. Do you mind if I join you for a moment? It's just something I wanted to talk to you
I can't find these wretched pills. Oh, God, Raymond.
She has them.
What?
She has them already. They're in her bag. The book she sent me to find, she didn't even bring to Syria. Carol, we know these games.
One day, Raymond, I swear to God.
I know.
No, I will take a hammer, and I swear.
Maybe we should talk about that.
Don't joke with me, Freddie.
I'm your brother. I never joke.
The way we let that woman steal them from us.
Oh, God, Raymond. Well, then, we have no choice.
She has to die. شيله دير بالك عليه دير بالك هري اب هري بسرعه بسرعه فوق صعد الهل فوق بسرعه يلا now we're going now please please عشوا يلا يلا yes sir please 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 take the book please this way okay okay يلا يلا بسرعه يا شباب يلا بسرعة انتوا مستعجلين هريا هريا بسرعة بسرعة هريا
Looks like Lord Boynton's expedition's created quite a stir. So apart from the family on a three-line whip, Dr. Kane joins us, I suspect, because she stuck a pin in a map of the world. Mr. Jeffson Cope may actually be a little bit dull. He might possibly like old bits of bone and pork and whatnot. The Honourable Leonard, saddled with running his father's house in Dorset and knowing, well said, father, swans around the Middle East looking for the head of John the Baptist. As for the Polish nun, she gave me the heebie-jeebies personally.
علاش وقفتوا؟ علاش وقفتي؟ نو بروبلم نو بروبلم. دونت بي افريد نو بروبلم. مالكم علاش وقفتوا؟ علاش توقفتوا؟ شو المشكلة؟ عبد الله محمد نو بروبلم. ما في مشكلة نو بروبلم ولا حتى مشكلة موجودة.
What are we here, I wonder? A mobile toll booth?
Dame Celia West home.
Sorry to hold up the bus, everybody. Camel's on loan. I had to go back. Has Pointed made any significant progress? Does anybody know?
Have you read any of her books, monsieur?
What?
It's her fault I'm here. She makes travel sound so thrilling.
حركوا الشباب حركوا. نزلوا الاثنين. تحرك.
Welcome. Did you have a nice journey? I know it's ghastly, isn't it? Hello, little blossoms. Hot showers and cold beer for everyone. Even you, Nanny, you raving old dipsomaniac. Leonard, dear boy. Father? Ah, my child bride. Dinner's in the pavilion at 8. Everyone's invited. Come along. Raymond.
Utter bonanza of crippled personalities. I'd have paid extra for this.
يلا.
Making yourself useful, Leonard. Good man.
Coming along.
That blind chap down in the Arab camp, every night I hear him tell a variation on the same story. I've heard it all over Syria.
The daughter of Herodias brought John the Baptist's severed head to this land. She buried it where the river meets the mountain.
Now, I've been every damn place in Syria where any river meets anything that could possibly be construed as a mountain, from crack to Aleppo. This is the only place left. It has to be here. Come along then. Chop, chop.
these words? Do they speak of John?
No. It tells a different story. A man is sitting in a tavern in Damascus. He looks up from his wine and sees death staring at him across the room. He cries out, "But this cannot be my time." He flees Damascus. He rides his horse fast right across the desert to Samara. When he arrives, he's thirsty. Standing before him at the well is death. You're nodding.
On seeing death for the second time, the man, he cries out, "This cannot be, for I escaped you in Damascus." And death, he lays his hand upon the shoulder of the man and says, "I also was surprised to see you in Damascus. For my appointment with you, it was always to be here in Samara."
Try as one might, one cannot escape one's rightful destiny.
Why?
I know you're here, Johnny. I can almost smell you.
Sugar, Raymond?
To put sugar in one's tea is indicative of weak character. Raymond doesn't take sugar.
Oh, good morning. You look dreadful.
Thank you. I feel dreadful.
You should see a doctor.
I just did. He told me I had malaria.
Oh, no.
I've dosed myself up, and as much as it makes a difference.
Well, you shan't come on the expedition today.
If I have an attack on the way to the river, I'll most probably die. And the obvious solution is to remain here all day with Lady Boynton.
You better come with us.
Not a difficult decision.
The sun is up. I shall spend today observing from the platform.
Good idea, Poppet. Cracking view of the Casbah. You can keep a beady one on Leonard and myself.
You assist with the digging, monsieur? Oh, I would assist with digging the drains if the alternative were enforced social intercourse with my father's ghastly 10-ton wife.
You won't come down to the river, Lady Boynton? By all accounts, the vista of the Casbah is very fine.
Did the boy bring my times yet?
No, Mother.
Dismiss him.
Sorry, might have been stung.
Oh! I am stung.
Yes, there's the bugger there.
Oh, goodness. Let me look at you.
Do not touch me. Never touch me.
You're always looking at me.
Golly, am I?
All the time. I turn around and you're just looking at me. Why?
Perhaps I like the shape of your face. It's a very pretty face. Do you mind? I certainly shan't do it if you mind.
I don't mind.
S'il vous plaît, Monsieur Cope. Do not allow Bwoarro to detain you.
Oh, I'm in no hurry. The place has been there a few years. It's not going anywhere.
You are acquainted with the family Boynton?
One can't live in New York and fail to be acquainted with the Boyntons. Lady B is a pretty big financial noise. I like her.
If I may say so, monsieur, it would appear that your amity is not reciprocated.
Oh, she hates everybody. Everybody knows that. She just doesn't give a damn. I think it's quite stylish.
You have the outlook most benevolent, monsieur.
I'm easily pleased.
Out in the sun, yet again without a hat?
Some people never learn.
Raymond, let me read you what Mr. Baedeker has to say. The monumental edifice known as... Excuse me. Thank you so much.
I thought that, free from the appalling mother, I might be permitted the smallest amount of anodyne conversation with Raymond. But no. Evidently, the family has decided I'm a gold digger, and all overtures of friendship must be stamped on. Frankly, it's rather insulting. But I'm not having it.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we may rest. We are arrived. جيب الغراض هنا. حطها عندك. مثل الأكلات.
God is good. God is glorious.
حركوا. افتح الميزان.
If you want my professional opinion, which you don't, but you should, so I'm going to give it to you anyway, your family would do well to hear what Herfroyd said to me at a conference last year. To be American is bad enough, he said, but to put money into that and...
Oh, let me look at you.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Mahmoud, this
I'll be
gentleman
fine.
needs to return to camp immediately.
Get your hands off me, I'll be fine. Right, paws off me. Doctors, think you know everything?
You
don't have to
اشرب مية.
carry me. I want the extra shot.
Ginny! That's my name.
Just need a drink. جيب هذا من عندك.
I can hear the gears grinding in the old cerebellum.
Not really. I was just wondering how Lady Boynton managed to negotiate that ladder affair. It's pretty vertiginous.
Would it kill you to call her mother? For me, stepmother would do.
God, it's hot.
Yes, it is. Perhaps you would be kind enough to take the lady in question a glass of water.
Father, look, I'm sorry, but are you genuinely blind to the way she treats everyone except you?
Now.
I say, would you like a drink? Can we get you anything at all? To drink? Like a bucket of strychnine?
Get these buggers away from me. Perfectly well. Lie down. Doctor, what do we do? What was that? What did he say?
He said bugger off.
Oh, right you are. Can do.
Oh, you stay. That's exactly what I want. Listen to me. It's not you. It's not about the conquest. For me, denial is a very particular
People say travel broadens the mind, mainly because people like me insist on it in their books. But I have to say I doubt that it is true. On the contrary, I suspect travel narrows the mind. One becomes so blasé about the wonders of the world. The more I travel, the more clearly I understand it. All that ever matters is the people, not the places. Those Arabs telling stories over couscous and the camp, they fascinate me. This, it's pretty enough, but show me the humans every time. I don't much care for her. The way she hangs around the younger Boynton girl. They sniff out weakness, nuns, and misery, and they gorge on it. Bloody vampires and drag, quite frankly.
Bوارو, how did you find the river?
Oh,
Good. We haven't turned up any glories yet, but we live in hope. Nil carborundum and all that.
And Lady Boynton, she has enjoyed her day?
Oh, yes, monsieur. Well, she always does. The word boredom simply not in the vocab. Darling, I think it's time you climb down from your perch for a martini. Vomit? Shall we say about 10 minutes? Little minx.
Ça commence.
You're the girl who's a doctor? Yes. And you've met death. So have I. Come on.
I'm afraid it's true. She's dead.
Your appointment with death, Mother. It was always to be here.
Maintenant, mon colonel, you are arrived. This is an event for which you were prepared, no?
No, this is something else. Later. Show me the dead woman. What happened here?
Excuse-moi, but you commissioned me to examine this case?
I do.
You two getting married or something? Mind if I have a gander at your patient, Doc?
You recovered, Doctor?
I'll manage. Juicy big hole where there shouldn't be one. Somebody stuck her.
A knife.
Ah, bigger than a knife. Fatter blade.
A chisel?
Chisel fits a bill.
Whatever the implement, it was wielded with authority. It was one blow in, vigorously churned about to create maximum damage. She can't have been dead for more than an hour. Yes, I don't know why that should be there.
Wax.
Well, one thing's for certain, you can't stay here in this heat. I'll make arrangements for the body to be transported.
Un moment, s'il vous plaît, mon colonel. Excusez-moi.
Yes.
Already there is so much about this case that is wrong. You yourself are wrong. You are not what you appear. You are not a policeman, yet you know a crime that has been committed before it has been reported. You bear the rank of colonel, yet where is it, mon ami, that you serve? So enough of these crypticities. Explain yourself to Poirot, or he cannot accept this case. Point.
Crypticities?
Oui.
Poirot, you're a foreigner, but I judge you to be a good egg and therefore trustworthy. Now, what I am about to deal you is a card you must keep very close to your chest. Is that understood?
Continue with the digging, monsieur?
I am given to understand it's what Lady Boynton would have wanted.
You were, I think, please to forgive me, somewhere in this area this afternoon?
Yes, Poirot, do you think you could postpone your interrogation of the obvious murder suspect so he can arrange some necessities for his distressed father? Thank you so much. Oh! I understand you're looking for a chisel, yes? Fill your boots.
Dame Celia, Lord Boynton, what is it that you read?
I'm cheering the bereaved with judicious extracts from the perfumed garden.
Are people saying that I killed my wife?
No, no, monsieur. We are all united in our desire to comfort you.
I was always glad that I was older than Leonora. I thought at least I'll die first. I won't have the agony of trying to live without her.
Nevertheless, must be admitted the death of Lady B is hardly detrimental to the community.
But it is not well, monsieur, that a human being should die before her time. It is come. En plus, the nanny, Madame Taylor, has the great distress.
Yes, all right. Keep your hair on, for heaven's sake. I was just trying to lighten the mood.
How did you achieve your newspaper, Monsieur Cope?
Came with me. Many thanks. I'm just lousy at being intrepid. Always so hungry for news of home. Back at the hotel, you couldn't get a paper for love nor money.
I know.
This may help you in times of stress.
Mon colonel. Your men, when is it that they arrive?
Midnight, I should think.
Then you must have them search this area at dawn. The search most diligent, all around.
Looking for what?
In the first place, mon ami, a syringe. It is instrumental in the murder of Lady Boynton.
Right. Good grief. It will be done.
Bon. You see, mon ami, the voices of the little grey cells, they have begun to sing to Bwoarô.
Slit throat.
Je comprends pas. It is not the custom you pay to waste life and the food in this manner.
Barbarous.
Monsieur?
Merci.
Look, Poirot, sorry to be so standoffish. Bit grim, seeing one's father cry.
Monsieur vous en prie, monsieur.
What do you want to know?
I should like, monsieur, for you to tell me if you spoke to your stepmother yesterday afternoon, and if so, when?
We spoke about 1 o'clock, hottest part of the day.
Bon.
She'd been perched up there like some evil great pudding ever since you lot set off. I say we spoke. I spoke. She ignored me. Nothing unusual about that.
Can we get you anything at all? To drink?
You know how it was. One mustn't disturb her when she was taking the sun, but God help you if you neglected to do so.
Monsieur,
oui?
We found this syringe.
Where was this discovered?
In the tent occupied by the old lady. The nanny?
Merci.
And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways, and compel them to come into my feast.
That my house may be filled. It's a beautiful parable.
The word King James renders as compel is in the Greek anankazo. It means compel with violence. The Spanish need this. They use this single word to justify every atrocity of their Inquisition. But it is God's own command that those unwilling to enter his kingdom should be persuaded in with pain.
That's terrible.
Compulsion of any kind, my dear. It can be terrible.
I overheard my stepfather telling the story that was written here, of death following the man across the desert. Something has followed me here to this place. Something evil.
God is here to guard you, Ginny. He lives in every grain of sand.
يا مكان يا سامعين الكلام ما يطيب الحديث ولا الخراريف ولا التحديث ولا الخراريف. إلا بذكر النبي عليه السلام. كان يا إخوان ما صار من الظهر وكان الخيال هارب من الموت اللي كان يعذب فيه. شاف هو ماشي يركض هارب. بعرضه يا إخوان وهو ماشي والدنيا حر الشمس تحرقه. الخيال كان يصدق.
What is it now? Sorry, gentlemen. Sand in the grooves.
Quite. Well, the Arabs are all accounted for.
Why? In this case, it is most unsatisfactory.
There are plenty of suspects, old boy.
Yes, but almost all of them were outside of the camp at the time that the murder was committed. And this is corroborated by a witness who is impeccable. Me. They were with Poirot all of the time.
Raymond wasn't. He came back.
Bien sûr, ça là je connais bien, oui.
Also Lord Boynton and his son.
Yes, yes. And tomorrow we begin the further interrogations.
Mm-hmm. That's a queer one.
Now, without doubt, there is more to Monsieur Coke than he wishes to be known. But in that desire and in this company, he is not unique.
شو صار شباب؟
Quickly! Off in this direction!
Where did it come from?
شو الواقع؟
عندك وانت ورا السلام.
There's no way to take down there.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
اللي تلا شو بها؟
شو سكتنا؟ See anyone moving?
No.
واحدة مشكلة صارت كذا وهي عم تبكي. شوقة.
There's got to be something. Over there.
لقينا البيت.
Get inside quickly. You men, hurry up.
واحد يروح على اليمين.
يوسف.
قولي الباب الرئيسية. وشوف إذا حد يروح هناك. إذا عطوا أصوات.
Don't let anyone leave.
في واحد غريب وقته.
Agnieszka.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Shh. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Can I help?
Useful to know what she's trying to tell us.
She's not trying to tell us anything. She's talking to God.
You have Polish, monsieur?
You don't need Polish to spot a woman at her prayers. Very pretty needlework, Doc.
Shouldn't we be getting her back to the hotel?
Ask Dr. King.
Well, you're the senior physician here.
Maybe you're much prettier. You're handier with the cutlery. Besides, the nun's your patient. I've got my hands full with a lunny nanny.
Well, this, what I've done, it's only temporary, so yes, we should.
Ça fait du bien. It would be helpful to Poirot for all of us to return.
Avenium da. That's Latin.
Forgive him?
And Poirot has little Latin, but it can also be, I think, forgive her.
My men can track.
No. There is no need to dispatch your men, Colonel. The assailant of Sister Agnieszka has not fled.
There was a man. He followed me across the desert. I woke up and he was putting a bag over my head.
Slaver. Bound to be. People think the slave trade is finished. It's not. I've seen the waiting caves on the beach at Mangapuane. 100 souls crammed into a space hardly bigger than this tent.
I threw myself on the floor to get away. When I looked up, I saw...
You saw Sister Agnieszka was struggling with your attacker, and Well, you tried to help her. And you struck at the man with what?
A rock.
Huh? And in your terror and in the dark, accidentally you struck your friend and protector. Now, you try to get some sleep, if you can. Because tomorrow we face the rigors of the return journey, huh?
Come close, Ginny. Let me tell you a story. This is the legend of Gilgamesh.
Will she be all right? The nun?
Oh, God knows. Will you?
I'm not wounded.
That's debatable. Seems to be consensus that you killed your mother.
Is that your view, Sarah?
Heavens. 5 consecutive words culminating in my Christian name. If you're going to be as garrulous as this, Mr. Boynton, I shall have to ask you to be less familiar.
Do you think I killed her?
No. No, but what I think is irrelevant. He's the one you need to convince.
You're the authority on stories. Tell me. What was it that got loose when Pandora opened the box?
Or the evils of the world.
That's it. Madness, greed, shame. Those guys, my stepfather did pretty much the same thing. He took the cork out of that goddamn tomb, and here you are, Bوارو, kicking the contents all over town.
Did Lady Boynton harm you physically?
My mother had little recourse to violence. She was too smart for that. Instead, she just prized open the top of her skulls and raked her poisonous tongue through our brains. No place to hide, Bوارو. Even in your own head. Ever. Carol grew up petrified, did her best to ingratiate herself, to win approval she never got. Ginny just was terrified to the point of madness. Possibly beyond.
Did you murder your mother, monsieur?
No. But only because I lacked the moral courage. She was a monster. Bوارو, it was her pleasure always to watch us suffer.
But why was she driven to be so cruel?
To punish us, I guess.
For what offense?
For being someone else's kids.
It's true. We were adopted. All of us.
It is no crime against God or nature to be an orphan.
Oh, but it is, monsieur. It is a hideous crime. Lady Boynton, Mrs. Pierce, as she was then, she wanted to have children so badly, but between her and Mr. Pierce, they couldn't make it happen. Oh, for Mom, adoption was the only route. But once she'd assembled her family, of which there were many candidates.
Don't! It was an accident!
And rejected a great number.
Oh, yes, monsieur, there were many children who were presented to us as new siblings, only to be removed a day later.
One child stayed longer than the others, but the beatings went on until she also disappeared.
So there we were. We're lucky few, Raymond, Carol, and Ginny.
Je comprends pas. Mademoiselle Ginny, she was not even born. Who was this other child?
I don't know. I can't remember. Who was that little girl? Unacceptable goods.
Merci. Who is the child that you beat, madame? Can you tell it to Bwoiro?
Leslie.
Yes, Leslie. Can you tell to me about Leslie, madame? You had to beat her? She needed to be punished?
I did what was required of me.
I don't think we're sufficiently sorry. Not by a long chalk. Again, Nanny.
God, she was an evil woman.
And Leslie, madame? What became of her? She is alive.
Father!
I'm not your father, my dear. But I'll do my best. Could you get me that bag? I'll do my best to make you comfortable. All right? Thank you. Bog standard sedative. Check it if you want, Poirot. Come on. There's a good girl.
Monsieur Cope.
Monsieur, do you have a moment?
But of course.
I don't know if this has any relevance to what's been going on, but it seems I've lost quite a lot of money.
Monsieur Cope, je suis désolé.
No, that's okay. What's of interest is that the stock that's gone down the pan is the Pierce Holding Company.
No.
Yes, Lady Boynton's outfit. Fireproof, bomb-proof. The safest bet on Wall Street. I myself invested substantially. Seems that while we've been away, there's been this rumor about the true value of the company. These things, they come and go. Lady Boynton would generally get up on her hind legs, tell everyone to shut up and sit up straight. It'd all calm down. But she wasn't there. The rumor became a panic, then a stampede to get out. The whole outfit's bust to hell. Shares are worthless.
Oh, God. Here comes that ghastly little Belgian, wringing his hands like the cowman come to collect his Christmas box.
He's being respectful, Father.
He's being a damn nuisance. Monsieur! Come for a nightcap among the bereaved?
No, merci, Lord Boynton, quand même.
Oh, for God's sake, sit down, Poirot. You're giving me indigestion hovering like that.
Merci.
I suppose it is quite proper that I should be questioned. I was on the spot at the time, and I imagine I inherit my wife's estate, so...
And the estate of Lady Boynton, of what does this principally consist?
Well, God knows. I never had charge of the money. Leonora just subbed the digging as it went along. Do you know, Leonard?
Raymond would have a clearer idea of value, but it must add up to a few quid. You disagree, monsieur?
Since we have been in Syria, there has been the financial collapse, catastrophique. The Pierce holding company is utterly disintegrated. It seems that the death of Lady Mountain was not enough. It also seems that she has been obliterated from the earth.
It may surprise you to know, Mr. Poirot, that I am not unaware that Lady Boynton was not universally adored. Like many women who know their own mind, she found it all too easy to make enemies. She did not make an enemy of me. I loved her. I'm not ashamed to say so. To you, or to my son.
Was it necessary to air that observation in quite that way?
The methods of Poirot, monsieur, cannot always be agréables. Mesdames, excusez-moi, Dame Celia, were you acquainted with Lady Boynton before encountering her at the tomb?
I'd seen her about.
And where had you seen her, madame?
Lady Boynton was pointed out to me by a man at a party, who then proceeded to tell me rather a lot about her, about the way in particular she treated her children. I decided then and there I had no wish to further acquaintance with the woman by introducing myself to her. She sounded perfectly odious.
And who was this man that was so well informed?
I didn't catch his name.
I wanted her dead too, just in case you were wondering. She was clearly blocking my way. Raymond couldn't even look me in the eye with her still in existence.
So do you commend yourself to me as a suspect, mademoiselle?
I commend myself to you as one who has recently invested a great deal of time in a relationship that was always heading nowhere. I now know that when I find something I want, I must act to take it.
Bravo. Sadly, all this resolution has taken your mind off the game. It's a little trick I learned the other day in Vienna. You see, just when you least expect it, the church comes storming back. Checkmate.
I didn't know you smoked.
I don't. I've given up.
Since you threw the cigarette away, you've given up. Oh, your determination is impressive. All 6 seconds of it.
Well, keep talking. I could go 10.
If I hadn't spoken, would you just have kept watching me?
We'll never know.
You're a strange man.
Does that matter?
Not necessarily. Raymond.
Yeah.
Now is the time to kiss me.
Yeah.
بقى شي بحد ميت هنا أني بودي نهيره زنداد.
pod twoje, bądź wola twoja, jako w niebie, tak i na ziemi. Wiesz niebie, gdzie wąży imię Twoje, pryć kolest po Twoje, bądź wola Twoja, jako w niebie, tak i na ziemi. Ave niemda, ave niemda, ave niemda. Pryć kolest Otro nasz, który wiesz niebie, że wąży imię Twoje, pryć kolest po Twoje, bądź wola Twoja, jako w niebie, tak i na ziemi.
They have him, by God! They have found the head of John!
News that is astonishing, monsieur.
I must return to Ain Musa immediately. Is there a problem?
Nanny Taylor has drowned herself in the bath. Suicide.
Oh, my God. That's awful news. Is somebody dealing with it?
Oui, monsieur.
Because I must get back to the dig. I can't, you know.
Moral of the story being, if you want your death to attract the concern of your employer, make sure you're 2,000 years old. Oh, keep meaning to give you something. It's the details of the immigration you needed, and on the back here is a list of employees.
Merci.
As requested, I've had a word with Mahmoud. Some of his boys are privately saying that there was some character lurking about on the ladder that afternoon. An Arab, not one of them. But that was a good hour or so before the time of death. This case is a mess, Warrior.
Not so, mon ami. This case, when Poirot has almost given up, scrabbling for purchase on its shell of armor, it opens to him like a flower.
Good Lord. So, what do we do?
We do what the murderer least expects Poirot to do. We return to the dig. All of us. This case, mes amis, it is full of the red fish.
Herrings, possibly?
Merci. There's so many diversions, so many distractions. Attend well to Poirot as he peels them away like the skin of an onion.
Oh, herrings, onions. Do get a wriggle on, there's a good fellow.
Lord Boynton, your wife, she funded your expeditions as you went along. Huh? How much more efficient it would be to have the money all at once, no?
No?
There is no money.
No, vraiment, monsieur, for you, no, there never has been. For the running of Boynton Hall, alors it's for you always most arduous. No, Lady Boynton, she was always most munificent to your father, but never towards his son.
You can stare at me significantly as long as you like, monsieur. I've done nothing wrong.
Tell to Poirot what was in the bag.
What bag?
What did you agree to purchase from the ragged Arab boy?
I remember the boy. I don't remember what rubbish he was flogging.
Fortunately, Poirot, he does. And from it, he extracted this. Voila.
Voila what? Well, it's a tooth.
D'être précis, it is a molar taken from the upper jaw of St. John. You will observe that it bears the traces of the filling of gold. For this skull, it was supposed to masquerade as the skull of Jean the Baptiste. But in fact, it is, as you say, Monsieur Leonard, rubbish.
What the devil are you talking about, man? This wasn't purchased from a hawker and planted. This is untouched. This entire sample was exhumed a situ intacto. Forgive me, Poirot, but you're drivelling utter bilge. Pompous little bilge.
My father has explained this object was discovered undisturbed.
It's a perfect fit. I don't understand.
All your life, Father, traipsing about the Middle East, time after time, finding absolutely nothing of significance. I wanted it to end. You dear, deluded, stupid man. I never expected your wife's bloody money. I never wanted it. I wanted you to be free of this need, to find what you've been looking for.
Do you mind if I step out for a while?
I'll come with you.
No. I simply wish to be alone for a moment. Is that permitted?
Je vous en prie, monsieur. Now the three of you. The litany of cruelties you have endured. Huh? Well, the ceaseless humiliations. You multiply these incidents by hundreds and thousands, and the corrosion of the spirit, it is inevitable and insupportable. No wonder you wish to see Lady Boynton dead. Indeed, Poirot, he overheard you, Mademoiselle Carroll, and you, Monsieur Raymond, whispering that your mother, she must die. And you, Dr. King, by your own admission, you also wish to see her dead. You are a woman who has wasted time and is decided and determined to waste no more. What do we know of you, Monsieur Cope?
Me?
Will you show to me your passport? Merci. You choose to use your second Christian name and not your first?
Yes.
Why have you elected to do so, I wonder?
My first given name is ambiguous in terms of gender. The spelling is different, but it's also a girl's name. As a child, I found that tiresome.
I would suggest that there are many things about your childhood that you found tiresome. Monsieur Leslie Jefferson Cope.
I don't think we're sufficiently sorry.
The child that was thrashed so brutally on the orders of Lady Boynton was not a girl as misremembered by her daughter Carol, no. But a boy by the name of Leslie.
If you know all that, you'll also know that I didn't kill her.
Merely to deprive her of a life, monsieur, would afford for you satisfaction most scant. No. You wanted to make a life unbearable, to degrade her, to hurt the woman, as she hurt you. Lady Boynton was a person preoccupied with station and money, and you decided to strip her of them both.
So I may remain assured of your very best services?
What service in particular did you wish to remain assured?
You have no newspapers of any description.
I am so sorry.
The withholding from Lady Boynton of the newspapers that would keep her ignorant of the panic that you yourself had inspired to ensure the destruction of our empire.
I'm just lousy at being intrepid. Back at the hotel, you couldn't get a paper for love nor money.
And like the competence trickster, so accomplished, you invested in your own deceit. You wrote off thousands of dollars of your own savings merely to blow smoke in the face of Poirot.
Oh, Monsieur Cope. It seems I've lost quite a lot of money.
Hello. Poirot has one more red herring left to fry, and it is a fish most substantial. Le Colonel, mes amis, he is not a policeman, but he's retained by the Foreign Office. His mission in Syria was to uncover and destroy the trafficking of female slaves, the abduction and sale of women, for one purpose only. Pardonnez-moi.
I knew it. Arab women.
Whatever the client ordered.
White women?
Yes.
They wanted me.
Et là, mademoiselle, it is the opinion of Poirot that there is a person who instructed his agent to search for a young lady who is Caucasian and resembled you exactement, with your skin that is pale and your hair that is red.
Who is this agent, Barbara? Is he here amongst us now?
Certainement. Mademoiselle Jenny, when you struck at your attacker that night, oh, you hit your target, huh?
It's okay.
The woman who befriended you so assiduously, it was she who was smothering your face. Sister Agnieszka.
Rot in hell.
Your sister will face the consequences.
The key to the murder of Lady Boynton. It is not who, it is when. Dame Celia, do you have any children?
No, I do not.
I urge you to reconsider your answer, madam.
I cannot reconsider. I have no children.
But then, madam, you are a liar. You have a daughter, and she is amongst us now.
That is a filthy lie. And in extremely poor taste.
So you disown her now as you did when she was a baby? Reclaim her of your own volition. You owe to her a debt of ungiven love.
I had no choice. No choice.
What was your position in the household of Lady Boynton in the days when she was Mrs. Pierce? Huh?
A junior maid.
Oui, c'est ça. A servant of the lowest position whose duty it is to scrub, not to become pregnant by a guest of your employer. The woman to whom you surrendered your child on the day of its birth.
Is it me?
No, Mademoiselle Carroll. It is not you.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
You gave birth to me and delivered me up to that bitch.
I came to save you.
How did you know this?
Oh, Mademoiselle, Poirot, he did not know for certain until this very moment. No, mademoiselle. Colonel, Bro, he is much obliged to you for the accounts of the household and the registry of immigration, which shows that 3 weeks after the baby it was born, Celia Westholme arrived on the coast of Ireland to be taken care of by nuns. Your child, she'd been taken from you. And so you were now to become invisible, to nurse your shame. But you were not to be the outcast, oh no. You were to recreate yourself as a free spirit, a writer, a traveler, a success.
Babe Celia Westholme.
And every time you thought of your daughter, you consoled yourself with the hope that she was happy, but she had not begun life afresh. She was not happy. She remained as a prisoner in the household of Lady Boynton. And your regret, it came flooding back to boil in your heart.
Let me tell you a story. This is the legend of Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh was the most beautiful man in all creation. And so you went in search of the father of your child, to Vienna, so out of the way of your customary travels. And together with this man, you agreed to investigate to see whether the cruelties of Lady Boynton, they were true. And you discovered that all of the children had been tormented. It was not the hornet that stung Lady Boynton. How could it? Sorry, you might have been stung.
Ah! The hornet, it was already dead. You stung her with this.
Ah!
Which you then returned to Dr. Gerard, who had prepared it for you.
I am stung.
He then cleaned it and discarded it in the tent of Nanny Taylor to implicate her.
This is colossal. What was in the syringe?
A concoction of your own devising, Doctor, probably based on morphia.
You can't kill a woman the size of La Boynton with a thimble full of morphia.
As you well know. Doctor, you affect no little of the administering of drugs, where en effet you are the expert. You greet Poirot and ask him if he remembers you, from Edinburgh, the Bonds doctor, with a beard. Poirot, he remembers everything. For when you took the witness stand in Edinburgh to speak on the life of the mind, the clerk of the court, he read out your qualifications. And anesthesia, doctor, was your discipline long before psychiatry. No, of course, you cannot kill Lady Boynton with such a dose, but you can remove from her control of the nervous system. The power over her movement, the power over her speech. And Lady Boynton, who professed herself a lover of the sun, was now roasting to death and could say nothing.
Ingenious, monsieur. And commendably grotesque. But Lady Boynton did not roast to death. She was stabbed.
Oh, your prestidigitation with drugs, doctor, was not over yet. You injected yourself to simulate the symptoms of malaria. Symptoms so authentic that you fooled even Dr. King.
I'll be fine.
This gentleman needs to return to camp.
Mademoiselle Ginny, she attended you. And how did you repay her for her kindness? By giving to her another sedative of your own invention to consolidate your alibi. Earlier you had killed a goat and trapped a quantity of its blood in a ball of wax. This object you secreted in the folds of the clothes of your victim, where in due course it would melt in the heat of the sun.
One can never have enough sun,
You could have killed her then, but you wanted her to suffer for as long as possible.
Speak up, dear. I can't help you if you don't speak up.
You used the ball of wax to confuse the time of death. And it was this wax that Poirot he discovered on the dress of Lady Boynton and on the floorboards and the little piece of pottery beneath her chair. Wax which told to Poirot that there was an accomplice to the murder. Et puis, you waited patiently. The wax, it melted. The blood of the goat, it began to flow, suggesting to the naked eye that she had already been stabbed. And at last, the cry, it went up to tell the world that Lady Boynton was dead. But she was not dead. No, not yet.
You're the girl who's a doctor?
Yes.
And you've met death. So have I. Come on.
Only now was death to meet its victim. And in the sight of everyone, in the sight of Hercule Poirot himself. You, Dame Celia, murdered Lady Boynton with your own hands as prescribed by Dr. Gerard to quench your rage. It took but a few seconds. And even Dr. King was deceived into believing that Lady Boynton had died earlier that day. If you please to empty the contents of your handbag. No way. And Dr. Gerard, he encouraged Poirot to seek for the chisel, huh?
Chisel fits the bill.
Whereas the murder weapon, it was in your hand all of the day.
Goodness. We did go to considerable trouble. One question. What makes you think any of this has any basis whatsoever in the truth?
Nanny Taylor.
Dear God! Did I kill her as well, or was she one of yours?
You disordered her mind with a solution of mescaline so strong that the very speck of it made the head of Poirot to spin. You wanted to promote in her hallucinations, to make her susceptible to suggestion. You burdened her mind with so much shame and guilt that given the opportunity, you knew that she would do harm to herself.
You know you can't go on. After everything that you did. Think what you helped her to do to little Ginny.
What did Nanny Taylor say to you? This was not the ravings of a nervous breakdown. For you yourself had told to her that you were the father of Mademoiselle Ginny.
Portrait of Mum and Dad. You'll appreciate now why I declined your particular offer of affection. Well, this is a pickle. Set out to save you, man. Destroyed everything.
Thank you, Theo.
It's all part of the service. No extra charge. I never stopped loving you, you know. Be careful with this one, Poirot. Digitalis. The action, as we'll appreciate, is irreversible. So sorry. We hoped it wouldn't come to this. There. No, don't, Doctor. Look to the living. They pay their bills quicker, and they make better conversation. Monsieur, I've just been chatting to Lord Boynton, and he pronounces himself cured of archaeology.
Chatting?
Oui. Monsieur Raymond, in the matter of Pandora, you will recall that after all the evils had escaped from the box, there was one other creature, very small, very frail, that followed them into the world. Hope. Au revoir, la jeunesse.
Monsieur Poirot.
Mademoiselle.
Carol and I are going to Egypt to see the Sphinx. It's not much of an adventure, but we're doing it on our own. It's a start. It was actually my idea. Lady Boynton would have said I was constitutionally too feeble, that my skin was too fair. But I think it's probably time I showed my feeble skin who's boss.
C'est bien, mademoiselle. Before he leaves, you will permit an old man to pontificate? Alors, mademoiselle, there is nothing in the world so damaged that it cannot be repaired by the hand of Almighty God. I encourage you to know this, because without this certainty, we should all of us be mad. Je vous salue, mademoiselle.